Hi, Matthew. I don't know how much time you've had to speak to the guys now, but can you sort of take us in and just tell us how painful it is at the moment, losing all these games?
Haven't had a chat to the boys yet. Very painful. I think we set out. We knew it was going to be hard work today. India on their home patch, and to be honest, I was really pleased at the halfway mark. I thought it was definitely our best bowling and fielding effort, and we went out to bat with a lot of positivity about it being a very achievable total. There was a lot of dew out there as well, so I thought, particularly after the start we got none for 30, that we were well placed, but anytime you lose 4 for 10, you put yourself under pressure in the chase, and it unravelled again from there, unfortunately.
You guys have talked about recovering some pride, being hungry to sort of get some of that pride back. Is that changing now with sort of almost no chance of really improving things? Is it almost like it'd be better just to get home and draw a line under this one?
No, not at all. I think it's tough. It's I'm sick of coming up and speaking to you guys about the same thing. But that's what professional sport is, and we've got to keep pushing hard here. We've got a fair bit to play for to the back end of this tournament. I think the way that we went out and fielded and bowled today showed the commitment of the group, and that's the main part of this. You've got to keep fronting up and commit, throw yourself around in the field. I thought we were brilliant there. And the first half we did our job. The second half was one we'd rather forget, and we've got to find a way. There's some world-class players in there that unfortunately aren't scoring the runs that they're used to scoring.
And it looks like you're going to need to finish top 8 to qualify for the Champions Trophy. I know it's 2 years away or whatever, but that's looking a bit of a stiff task in itself now. That's got to be a concern. Yeah,
I suppose to your point earlier, it gives us a lot of focus that we need to make sure we can't just turn up. We've got to turn up and play and win those games, and we're obviously up against some good teams in those last few games as well, so that's plenty of motivation for us to pick ourselves back up off the canvas and keep trying to throw punches.
There were some positives today that we probably shouldn't lose sight of entirely.
Oh, here we go.
Chris Wokes bowled really well. You bowled him through 7 overs at the start.
Yeah.
It must have been a really tough time for him. How has that been for him, and how happy were you with how he came back from that today?
Yeah, I'm very, very happy for Wokesy. I think he obviously didn't start the tournament the way he would have liked, but Joss in particular as captain likes to reward guys that have done well over a long period of time. I think the faith that he showed, he obviously missed the game, and I think that was probably timely for him just to work through some things in the nets, come back, and since he's come back I think he's been excellent. Even bowling at the back end, that's an unfamiliar role for him, and they were looking dangerous there, that they could just put it beyond 250, and I thought we did really well, and Wokes is a big part of that, so definitely a positive. I thought Dave Willey again was another one who's come into the side later in the tournament, and is always underestimated but always delivers, so a little cameo at the end with the bat. So look, I think those guys are really good. I thought Rash bowled well as well, and put plenty of pressure on. As I said, there's no problems with the first half. I thought we were bitten your hand off for 230 with the conditions the way they were going to be tonight, but unfortunately we couldn't deliver.
Matthew, just wondering your observations on Joss and how he's been handling what's probably been the biggest challenge of his career, and certainly his captaincy. What's he been like in the dressing room?
I think he's been great, to be honest. I think Joss is incredibly deep thinker about the game. He's first and foremost, I think he's just disappointed with his own form with the bat. I think he felt like he came over here in really good form. He usually leads from the front and scores a lot of runs, so I think that's probably been the hardest thing to deal with. That dressing room's full of really good characters and guys with a lot of experience, and they've really helped a lot. I think Moeen Ali, Ben Stokes, Johnny Bairstow, Joe Root, guys like that have played around him a lot, have really tried to take the pressure off him. But like all of us, it's an incredibly difficult period. I think we won't forget this one for a long time. But what you do in elite sport is you've got to learn when you hit the canvas and you keep getting kicked while you're down. You store that away and you make sure you use that as motivation to keep getting better and making sure it doesn't happen again. And Joss is definitely in that boat.